Ghana's president, John Dramani Mahama, has arrived in Lyon to co-host the One Health Summit alongside France's president, Emmanuel Macron. The summit is key to addressing global health threats, improving disease prevention.
Ghana is going global. Oh my God. The president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, is currently in France right now. You guys need to see what he went to France to do. I'm going to be sharing videos here for you all to watch. Please, as you're watching, do so well to like, share, and subscribe.
President Mahama,
I suggested to President Mahama that Ghana be the first country for a pilot project, and I think he has the vision and the leadership to do that, and I'm sure we'll be working on that together in the forthcoming weeks. And this summit is also an opportunity to work on very concrete projects.
Ghana's president, John Dramani Mahama, has arrived in Lyon to co-host the One Health Summit alongside France's president, Emmanuel Macron. The summit is key to addressing global health threats, improving disease prevention, and strengthening international cooperation between nations. After the event, President Mahama will travel to Paris for official talks at the Élysée Palace. God bless Africa.
Ouais, faudrait peut-être
Yes. Your Excellency, President of the French Republic, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, Director General of the World Health Organization, Mr. Kudong, Director General of the Food and Agricultural Organization, and let me just say, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. to the government of the French Republic for convening this important summit here in Lyon, and to the quadripartite organizations for their continued leadership in advancing the One Health agenda globally. Thanks, Mr. President, for the honor of co-chairing this summit, and also thanks for the comprehensive introduction you have given. You really have set the tone for this meeting. We're living in truly interesting times, and much of what we previously took for granted is now being questioned, and our old answers have now become the new questions. To be honest, these shifts and cracks in world affairs are not limited to global health. They have spread across every corner of our shared global identity. But health, and global health in particular, is where things have come to a head. Around the world, we are facing an overwhelming surge of health threats across borders. Every species is in the crosshairs: animals, humans, and plants. And the environmental catastrophe confronting us is in the waves of the sea, it's in the glaciers, it's in the rainforests, it's in the desert storms. In my own country of Ghana, a blight of disease and pests affects smallholder cocoa farmers, threatening millions of households. Illegal gold mining leads to forest degradation and pollution of our water bodies, threatening the survival of precious populations of birds and insects critical to our biodiversity. At the foundation of all these crises is the phenomenon of climate change. And yes, we realize that everything is interconnected. From the outbreak of infectious diseases to antimicrobial resistance, and from climate-related disruptions to food systems, all these risks converge and intensify in frequency, complexity, and severity than at any time in human history. The One Health approach is thus a practical matter for us in Africa. We've traditionally lived our lives in lockstep with nature. We're an integral part of nature. Still, more than 50% of our population rely on herbs and other natural forest resources for their medicines. Our rich cultural heritage stands as a testament to the wisdom of an integrated approach to healthcare. Long before the coinage of One Health innovations, our ancestors had over the centuries mastered the use of plant-based therapies for animal healing, which in turn protected human health. In Africa, our lived experience leads us to accept without question that human survival, animal well-being, and plant health and environmental care form a single interconnected system. This system also integrates prevention, early detection, and swift response into a comprehensive whole that improves downstream medical care. We understand that our national development is rooted in resilient ecosystems and a strong public health system. Since the dawn of African civilization, from Songhai to Great Zimbabwe, from Timbuktu to Axum, and to ancient Egypt, traditional knowledge incorporated systems for diagnosing and treating chronic ailments, for dealing with plagues and pests, and even the practice of terrace farming. This knowledge has always been with us. What has been needed in recent times has been for experience to intersect with it. Over the past decades, we have faced pandemics and plagues, from COVID-19 to Mpox, Lassa fever, and Marburg. Each crisis has highlighted the importance of the One Health approach. We must reclaim our native practices and more actively draw on our heritage of integrated living across the continent. These public health emergencies have also taught us a simple truth, that prevention is not only more effective but also much more cost-effective than cure. And so in Ghana, our rollout of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund and our free primary health care programs are all new instruments to improve health outcomes for our population. These two programs will aim at lifestyle changes and preventive care, incorporating traditional knowledge. We must also take note of the changing disease burden in Africa, including the explosion of morbidity in non-communicable diseases. In Ghana, non-communicable diseases today account for 42% of all mortality. Infectious disease burdens also are changing, are varying, and so we must take note of all this. The drivers of today's health threats, from climate change and ecosystem degradation to species conflicts and loss of natural barriers, are reinforcing each other. Not to talk about plastic pollution, which is poisoning all our ecosystems. We must advance international action in dealing with plastic pollution. Regrettably, as I speak to you today, the countries that are most at risk have the least resources to cope. This must change. The world must face the stark and uncompromising fact that a healthy and thriving Africa is no threat to anyone. It will be a positive force for global progress. We must therefore ensure fair access to financing, technology, data, and innovation. We need to enhance research and knowledge sharing, Additionally, we must support countries in building resilient systems that can prevent, detect, and respond effectively. Although we have frequently discussed this, we have been slow in developing the necessary infrastructure for delivery. Let's muster the political will to integrate our fragmented regulatory environments and let Lyon be the turning point. Today, however, I wish to make 3 calls to action, and I hope we can all commit to these immediately. First, let us shift from commitment to action. The period of declarations must come to an end. The moment for coordinated effort is here, and let us start from Lyon. Let us connect our One Health strategies for our national development agendas to a new global framework for public health. The international security agenda must fully adopt this approach as a key element of sustainable development worldwide. And thirdly, let us concentrate on building a new preventive shield and an intelligent radar system at its source. Robust surveillance systems, early warning mechanisms, and community-level interventions are our strongest defense against future pandemics. But these must be smart, dynamic, agile, and interoperable, lest we simply add new bureaucracies to old ones. The decisions we make at this summit will shape the future of global health security. And so let us ensure that they result in tangible, measurable outcomes for our people and our planet. I thank you for your kind attention.